How's everybody feeling out there? Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Habarigani. All right, are we having a great time today? It's a few of us, are we having a hell of a time today? That's right, because we are what? All right, I'm going to be quick up here. I'm not, Diop said that there are sun people and there are ice people. I'm one of the sun people, so I don't like this cold weather. So we're going to try to hit it and quit it. I want to give a shout out to Brother Wally Idris, who's here with us with African Views. Let's give it up for Brother Wally Idris, one of the great Pan-African organizations we have. I also want to give another shout out to WBAI. Let's give another shout out for WBAI. I think my chief announcer is here, Michael G. Haskins. Did I see Michael G. Haskins in the house? Where is he? Let's give it up to Michael G. Haskins. He's in the house. All right, we're going to need some help here. I've been asked to say a few remarks, and it's riveted around 3 P's. Actually, it's going to be about 5 before we finish. Protests, policy, and power to promote and protect a progressive Pan-African agenda. That's what we want to be talking about. And so when we ask for you to help, we need you to help, because we got to keep warming it up out here. Back in the day, it was James Brown who used to say it louder, I'm black and I'm proud. So today, we're not going to say just that we're black and we're proud, but when I say it louder, I want you to say, we are proud Africans. And we want to hear it all the way to City Hall, to the Capitol here in New York, all the way to Washington, D.C., and all the way to our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, in Africa, and all over the world. We say, we are. All right, brothers and sisters, when we talk about protests as proud Africans, we're here to protest the foul-mouthed and vicious comments of the Orange Man. That's right, the Orange Man, the current resident of the White House. He represents a system of white supremacy. That's right. That continues to suppress black people and people of color. But we say to him, as proud Africans, we will not be disrespected, we will not be disregarded, and we will not be demeaned by you or anyone. We are proud Africans. But we're also brothers and sisters about policy. At the end of the day, no matter how many of us are gathered here today, beyond protests, and protest is important, particularly against the Orange Man, but it is not enough. As proud Africans, we must advocate policies that promote and protect the interests of black people and all oppressed people. That's who we are as black people. We have never ever been just concerned about ourselves. We have always been concerned about the oppressed of every race and every nationality and every religion. That's who we are from the history of Ma'od on through the history of civilization. We are proud Africans. We are. And so we demand an end to modern slavery in Libya and all countries throughout the world. We reject Western-sponsored dictators in Africa who squander the wealth of Africa and do the bidding of U.S. and Europe and other nations. We do not believe in presidents for life. We don't believe in these corrupt, backward, self-aggrandizing leaders who are stealing our wealth. They should not be allowed to step foot on soil here. We should chase them back to Africa and put them where they belong, because they are hurting black people. We demand a just and inclusive immigration policy. We will not accept a white-only sign on the Statue of Liberty. We will not accept a white-only sign on the Statue of Liberty. Therefore, we demand a pathway of citizenship for the dreamers now, not tomorrow, now. We demand the restoration of temporary protective status for all Haitians for all Haitians and people who come from depressed countries who are depressed because of the policies of these United States of America should be given permanent status in these United States of America. And we need to maintain and expand the diversity visa program. I said maintain and expand, because that's the route through which many of our people from Africa and the Caribbean come here. And so the orange man wants to chop that off. He wants to cut it off. We say no. We not only want to maintain it, it needs to be expanded, because we will not accept a white-only sign on the Statue of Liberty. Not in our lifetime. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? We are. Say it louder. We are. Now we need to talk about power. We in the diaspora must unite and fight for justice and dignity and self-determination for people of African descent, black people in the United States and the Pan-African world. We must unite to fight. We must march on ballot boxes. You can't stay out of the political process. We have to march on ballot boxes. We have to boycott, use the power of our money, economic sanctions, to bring some of these corporations to their knees. We can do that if we unite and fight. We must engage in civil disobedience. We should not be ashamed to do that. If we have to put our bodies on the line, we will put our bodies on the line. We will become ungovernable if necessary to defend our rights as proud Africans. W.E.B. Du Bois said that Africa is the richest continent on the face of the earth. Our motherland is the richest continent on the face of the earth. It was Marcus Garvey who said that Africa is the base and should be the base for global black power. That's right, I said black power. But it must be righteous black power. Not just black power for black power's sake, righteous black power that defends our interests and the interests of all human beings. That's righteous black power. Garvey said it's Africa for the Africans, at home and abroad. And finally, brothers and sisters, as I conclude, as proud Africans, we do not have to prove our patriotism to anybody. To anybody. I need to emphasize that, because sometimes we get it a little twisted, right? Crispus Attucks paid the price. He was the first one to die in the American Revolution. The American Revolution's hundreds of black people shed their blood in the American Revolution for this country. In the Civil War, more than 500,000 black people didn't wait for Abraham Lincoln. They were engaged in helping to liberate black people. And on the slave plantations, we broke up those plantations. We withdrew. We were marching for freedom before there was an Abraham Lincoln, before there was an Emancipation Proclamation. And in the First World War, we shed our blood fighting for America when America did not even want us. We were not even allowed to fight under the American flag in the First World War. We fought under the French flag because they did not want black people with guns. And when we came back to this country, we was gunned down in the streets in the bloody red summer. We do not have to salute any flag. We don't have to stand for any anthem. We have already paid with our blood. World War II, we fought for this country. Medgar Evers, some of you recall, a college is named after him. He was shot. He was a veteran. He fought in the war. He was shot, gunned down in his driveway. Don't talk to us about patriotism. In Korea, we fought. Vietnam, we fight. Immigrants come to this country from all over the world. They go into the military service. Native Americans go into the military service. We have been more patient patriots than anybody. We have shed our blood. We have suffered for this country. So no one should have to tell us to stand for an anthem, stand for a flag. In fact, we have a flag that's clean, that's strong, that's clear. I just want to leave you with that message, because we do not have to kneel to anybody. And as Milton Almighty said, let us be clear. Our free labor built this country. Our free labor built this country, and we have never been paid for the work that we've already done. So brothers and sisters, it's about protest, policy, and power. And as we move with greater strength and vitality for African Liberation Day on May 25th, our numbers must become larger. We are not deterred by the turnout because we know in the Christian tradition that Jesus the Christ started with 12. It became a multitude. It is about our resolve. It is about our vision. It is about our courage, because we know, as Marcus Garvey said, "Up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will." We are what? We are what?